Hey everybody, my name is Paul Eston Jr., aka Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. We're streaming live simultaneously in 3 different places. The Heavy on Jets Facebook page to over 30,000 New York Jet fans. My YouTube channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. And of course, back on my Twitter account today, out of Twitter jail, at BoyGreen25, there on the scrolling ticker. It feels great to be unlocked, to be free, quite frankly, from all of that. And apparently while I was gone, I lost the verified blue check. Aaron Rodgers still isn't a member of the Jets yet, and it's draft week, baby, so it couldn't have come at a better time. Guys, this is a show by the people for the people. I want to hear your questions, your comments, and we're going to get into the latest news, which is the Jets and Packers have reheated, trade talks for Aaron gosh darn Rodgers. Naturally, draft week. So we'll give you guys that update here in just a second. You guys could feel free to read ahead in the comment section or bio, on YouTube. If you look down in the description, full article on all of this going on, but we'll give you the deets right now. Like I said, feel free to ask questions. We'll be on here for a little bit. Here's the latest update. This comes from NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport, who revealed on Sunday that the Jets and Packers have, quote, recently re-engaged on trade discussions involving quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Apparently, the two sides have been dormant for a couple of weeks, not really talking, not really going anywhere. And Ian Rappaport says a deal is not imminent with the two teams just suddenly re-engaging in trade discussions, but the hope is a deal can be done this week. So let's get into a little bit of this action. First off, one of the reasons it's been quote-unquote dormant for the last couple of weeks is there's no pressure points. There's no nothing, okay? The draft, of course, is a new pressure point. That's a new deadline because of the Green Bay Packers want a pick this year. Well, time's running out, sucker. Look at the dang clock. Look at the gosh darn clock, baby. If the Packers want something to help out Jordan Love in 2023, then the pressure's on the Packers to make the deal. The Jets, they'd love to make all of their picks in this draft. So the pressure ain't on the Jets. It's on Green Bay, baby. So I hear these talks have been, reheated back up. They've been reheated back up because the Packers want to make a gosh darn pick. That's what I believe. And the real deadline to watch here, guys, of course it could happen, obviously, any day. But we have Thursday night, the first round of the NFL draft. That kicks off at 8 o'clock on Thursday. By the way, quick update. If you guys want a different experience, and I view it as a complimentary experience, we will be live doing a watch party on Thursday at 7:45, 15 minutes before technically the first round begins. And we're going to be doing a live watch party with you, the fans, right here on YouTube. It'll also be on the Heavy on Jets page as well. But right here on youtube.com/BoyGreen25. We're going to have special guests, analysts, everything. And, of course, you fans, I'll be on with sports comedian Brandon Carney. I'm looking forward to that. We'll have some guys going on. Imagine if that Aaron Rodgers trade happens in the middle of us live. Oh, my Lanta. Could you imagine? That would be crazy. I will say on Thursday, potentially, there's a little bit of a soft deadline there. But, I mean, let's be honest. The Packers ain't getting pick 13, baby. There is one outside possibility that I'll float out there, okay? The Packers, who have pick 15, the Jets have pick 13. Maybe there's a little swap-a-rooney plus some change, and maybe that gets an Aaron Rodgers trade done. Maybe the Packers have their eyes set on somebody. Maybe a dynamic wide receiver, Jackson Smith-Njigba, perhaps. Maybe one of the tight ends. Maybe an offensive lineman. Who knows? David Bakhtiari is getting up there. So whoever, I don't know. But maybe they like something. They're like, hey, we'll swap with you, and you give us like a second-round pick, and boom, the trade's done. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Something to keep an eye out for. But I think the real pivot point, the real time this trade can happen, I believe, will be on Friday. Okay, so we have the 27th on Thursday, 28th on Friday. Friday is where it can really happen because once day one ends, which is around midnight, round 2 and round 3, which is day 2 of the draft, doesn't start until 7 o'clock on Friday. So there's a big gap of time, obviously, from late Thursday night to Friday night for potentially a trade to be hammered out, and the Green Bay Packers could then use either 42 or 43 to make a trade happen. That's where it could happen, but it's getting spicy nonetheless. Let's dive into the comment section. Let's welcome in a bunch of people here. Ty Rapp, Sup Boy Green, what's poppin', baby? Welcome to the show. Aaron, yes, sir. Yo, baby, what's happening? We haven't done one of these live stream Q&As in a while. I've done a lot of other shows, and we have a big show tomorrow. Trevor Sikkema of Pro Football Focus will be doing a live 7-round Jets mock draft. my final Jets mock draft I'll be doing. That'll be tomorrow, Monday, April 24th at 2 o'clock. Set your calendars appropriately. We'll have the live link up that you guys can check out at some point tonight, but it will be live tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Live conversation with Trevor Sikkema, Pro Football Focus. I'm looking forward to that. Let's go to Alien Emoji. It's happening this week sometime around the draft. I think you're right, Alien Emoji. I think it will be freaking out of this world. It's going to happen, whether it's night 1 or night 2, which is just crazy because the draft in itself is crazy for Jet fans. But you sprinkle in, oh, yeah, Aaron Rodgers trade. It's like, whoa, mama. It could get a little crazy. 100% Alien Emoji. Need to get my A-Rod Jets jersey as soon as it becomes available. My birthday is, my 30th birthday is on Wednesday, the 26th, the day before the draft. A birthday gift to myself is getting a freaking Aaron Rodgers jersey, baby. The only question is, okay, what are we doing here? Are we getting stealth black? We going spotlight white? We going Gotham green? Where are we going on the jersey? I'm leaning stealth black personally, but we're getting that A-Rod jersey, baby. I got a few Favre jerseys in the closet. Obviously, that didn't work out great, but I'm all aboard Rodgers train, baby. Can't wait for that jersey. That will be a quick purchase. Greg Bubb, make sure it's number 8. Of course, number 8 is the jersey Aaron Rodgers wore in college at California. Number 12, of course, retired in 1985 for old Joe Namath. Joe Namath says, hey, it's cool by my estimation for it to be pulled out. We'll see. Rodgers refused to answer that question a month plus ago when he was asked by the Pat McAfee show, their whole group, hey, you taking 12? He's like, I saw it. That's nice. We'll answer that in due time, like, when he's on the team. 8 would be cool. I like 8, personally. Obviously, Elijah Moore's gone, so 8 would be kind of cool. Go back to his college number. 12 also has some intrigue. I've told this story before, so I won't beat a dead horse, but if you haven't heard my story, I live here in New York. Locally, I cover the Syracuse football team. Legendary Floyd Little, who, God rest his soul, unfortunately left us semi-recently. Floyd Little was one of the legendary running backs at Syracuse. The legendary number at Syracuse is 44, for those who don't know, and he wore 44. That number is technically retired right now, but there's been some hubbub, both locally and nationally, like, man, maybe you should take 44 off the rafters and use it as a recruiting tool. And I asked Floyd Little, had the pleasure before he passed on, and he joined my radio show a few times in studio. Again, a wonderful human being, a wonderful man. And I got to wear his Hall of Fame ring and everything. Like, Floyd Little, man, he's a legend. But he said, of course I want you guys to take 44 down because you can keep the legacy going. So, and basically my take on 12 coming down or anything is if the guy who wore the jersey, Floyd Little in my personal case, or Joe Namath, they say, hey, sure, they can wear the number, then who the hell am I to say one way or the other, hell no or hell yes? Hey, whatever the player said is cool with me. Floyd Little said, hey, let's take down 44. Okay, Floyd Little, guy who wore the number, pretty good source. Works for me. Namath wants it down? I'll take it down. I'll wear a 12 Rodgers jersey. You bet your cheeks, baby. But I know some Jet fans are like, no, you got to leave 12 up there. Well, if Namath said it, it's cool, man. That's what I say. Gus on our Facebook page. I say screw him. Let's get a decent veteran for a 2-year deal. Wilson just needs a little time. Well, Aaron Rodgers would give Wilson a little bit of time. Rodgers, of course, 39 years of age, and he'd be learning from a legend. I think it can only help to be Zach Wilson, Aaron Rodgers in the same room. Now, when you say, quote, unquote, a decent veteran, what decent veteran is available? Is Ryan Tannehill on your list? Blah. Ryan Tannehill just doesn't do it for me. He stinks. I don't want Ryan Tannehill. And he's really the only legitimate veteran outside of, like, going crazy for Lamar Jackson. That seems unlikely. So, like, who's the decent veteran? It's April 23rd. Jets don't have many choices here. I think it will be Rodgers. Let's go to Sam here. Let's go, Jets. Hope we snag a great receiver, then get a no lineman with a second-round pick. Yeah, there's a lot of different options the Jets can go. Here's my personal taste. Here are guys I'd be cool with somewhere in that first round. Jackson Smith and Jigba, of course. Reunite him with Garrett Wilson and score all the damn points. Sign me up. Yes. I'd like Jalen Carter or Kalijah Kancey. Now, Jalen Carter obviously has a lot of off-the-field issues that have to be approved by the team if they would even consider him, and that may require a little bit of a trade-up. Another guy I like at defensive tackle is Kalijah Kancey of Pittsburgh. Now, that may require a little bit of a trade back. He may be too rich for 13. So a little hubbub there. Potentially. If you get one of the offensive linemen, the one my preference is Peter Skoronski. He can play anywhere on the line. That intrigues me greatly, especially for a Jets team that has had a bunch of injuries all over the offensive line. I don't want a guy a Joe Schmo that can only play one position like Broderick Jones, right? He's a left tackle. There's some people that say, oh, he can flip over to right tackle, but okay. Like, is he playing guard? No. Like Peter Skoronski, he came to Northwestern as this great center prospect. Then he played left tackle. NFL people said, well, he could be an all-pro guard. That sounds like my kind of guy, a football player that can plug in anywhere. So if the Jets have injuries at tackle, he's your tackle. If you have injuries at guard, he's your guard. And hell, he could even jump back to center from his high school days. So that's the offensive lineman I want. But it's one of those three in my mind. So like a JSN, wide receiver, okay. One of those defensive tackles, Jalen Carter, Kalijah Kancey, okay. And then offensive lineman, my preference is Peter Skoronski, but some people like Paris, some people like Broderick, whoever, Darnell Wright even getting some love lately. But for me, that's where I'm at. But I like what you're thinking, Sam. Could go center in round 2, right? John Michael Schmitz, Joe Tippmann, Luke Whippler, one of those top guys. Could be. Joseph, go Jets. Yes, sir. Welcome to the page. Thank you. Heavy on Jets, baby, is one of the places we're streaming. Matthias, yes, sir, boy green. What's poppin'? Alien emoji. Joe Namath is adamant. I don't know if adamant's the right word, but he offered it as a thing. I don't know if it was, hey, you better, wear it or else. But again, I'd be cool with 8. And yes, he did, Ty. He said it on the CBS Sports Radio show. Alien, I can see a situation possible where Namath wants Rodgers to wear his number out of admiration. And that's what I think he said in the radio interviews. Like, of course, why wouldn't I? Aaron Rodgers, of course. Absolutely. Gay size. Hopefully no more of that. That was the journey. Let's see. Dane, I predicted the draft on Thursday or Friday is a trade deadline for Rodgers. I think so. I don't know if it's the deadline, so to speak, because deadline indicates that after that point they won't trade for him. I don't believe that. I believe the Jets are getting Rodgers, whether it's April, May, June, July, August, God forbid. I think it's 100% happening. So I don't know if it's a deadline, so to speak, that seems so strict. I mean, I'd like it done as soon as possible. Then we can speculate like, oh, man, what can the Jets do? Ooh, hard knocks. Oh, this. Like, you could get into all of that when Aaron Rodgers is actually a member of the Jets. We've been kind of pontificating on that. So I'm not quite sure a deadline that hard, but I hear what you're saying, Dan. It could definitely happen in that point. Jeff Life, it's going to be an awesome week for the Jets. Oh, I fully anticipate it being an awesome week. I think it's going to happen. So I think it happens during draft, round draft, whatever. By the way, I have to continue my spiel. Okay, I say this every year. It's one of the greatest cinematic experiences of all time. And if you're not on the journey, you need to get on it. Draft Day, baby. Kevin Costner. It's one of the greatest films of all time. And I watch it every draft day, every Thursday of every year for the first round, somewhere earlier in the day. I'll probably have to watch it earlier this year because of all my draft responsibilities with work. We're going to have the Randy Mueller show on draft day at 3 o'clock. I'm going to have the live stream at 7:45 with Brandon Carney. So we got a lot of draft shows happening this week. So to ensure that I get draft day in to continue the tradition, I'll probably have to wake up ass early on Thursday and make sure I get that in. But draft day, baby, it's a tradition. I love it. I love the draft. My birthday is, of course, has always been around the draft. My birthday is April 26th. So this week it's the day before the draft, but it's always around the draft. So my birthday and draft have been around each other. Again, is it also because the Jets have stunk and they always have high picks, so that's sexier? Probably. But all of those combination of things, I freaking love the draft, baby. So draft day, I cannot wait to see that on Thursday. It's it's a tradition. William, hello, Boy Green. How are you? I'm doing great. I'm going to be honest. Like I said earlier this morning, my Twitter was finally unlocked. I have, flex on them. Nearly 12,000 followers. And, it's been the big thing for me is to be able to share information to all you crazy Jet fans that have chosen to follow me. And that means the world. But it's just been weird seeing someone else hack the account, and I'm just kind of sitting on the outside. So I'm glad the Twitter universe finally, and thank you to you Jet fans. I said it on Twitter, but I'll say it to you guys as well. Thank you to the Jet fans that said, where's Boy Green? Where's Boy Green? That got Twitter's attention and allowed me to get my account back. So God bless each and every one of you. Thank you. I'm doing awesome. Snowball. Snowball. Boy Green, you crazy bastard. You damn right I am. I am friggin' nuts. But that's why you guys love me, I suppose. Kareem, what's the news? Yeah, I imagine there's going to be people coming in and out of this live stream, so I'll try to repeat it a few times, whether you're watching the whole time or a couple of the times. Long story short, apparently the Jets and Packers have been dormant. They have not been talking Aaron Rodgers trade for a while, apparently, according to Ian Rappaport. But yet, because with the draft coming up, the two teams have reheated up trade conversations. The other nugget, which I will share, again, there's a full article in the YouTube description down below if you guys would like to check it out, to read the latest info throughout this. You guys can follow along as we're going through this. The other update came from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN on SportsCenter saying this quote: Aaron Rodgers has that $58 million balloon payment that's due to him. I've asked around on if he would need a long-term deal. Would he need it reworked? I don't get the sense right now that would be a requirement for a trade. So really, the Jets would be inheriting that money, and they could figure that all out as they go, end quote. This is news, and this is in the second half of the article. If the Jets are like, yeah, we'll just absorb the whole contract and then we'll figure it out later. By the way, that's normally bad business practice. It's like, we'll use the Jamal Adams trade on the Seattle side. Great for the Jets, not so great for Seattle. When Seattle traded for Jamal Adams, they didn't make a long-term extension part of the trade negotiations, which gave a ton of power and leverage to Jamal Adams because he said, I just saw the 2 first-round picks you traded for me. You're going to give me whatever I want money-wise because we didn't work that out before, and that's ultimately what happened. He became the highest-paid safety in football at the time. So I don't like the pressure negotiation that would happen there where Aaron Rodgers comes over and then he could say, well, do whatever you want. Hopefully this is all backdoor handshake agreement and they're like, Aaron Rodgers, we'll just absorb your contract because that'll be less complicated from a Jets-Packers perspective. Packers take this much, Jets take this much. And that also, if that's true and the Jets are eating the whole thing, the trade competition going back to Green Bay land all of a sudden lessens in value. Because the more money Green Bay, in theory, ate on that contract, the better the compensation would be coming the other side. So that could be big news for the New York Jets in terms of the trade compensation going back. And I can't wait. I hope all you Jet fans are doing this, collecting receipts. Receipts, of course, the theme of last season. So many Green Bay fans saying, oh, the Jets are going to give us $1 billion first-round picks. Like, they have such an unrealistic mindset on what they believe they're going to get in this Jets-Packers trade. Oh, I can't wait when he gets traded, and I'm being sarcastic, but like a conditional 7th, I'm going to be like, suck it, Packers fans. Suck it. We just stole your Hall of Fame quarterback, and we just gave you a bag of beans, baby. So I don't think it'll be that bad. Like I said, probably it will be one of the second rounders this year and probably a conditional for next year. That's probably the basis of the package. But with this contract money thing, maybe it's even less. But we'll kind of see from that perspective. But that is the 2 bits of news. First off, they've kick-started those conversations, which is spicy, and that's great news. And then number 2, the money thing from Jeremy Fowler. Very interesting. Joyce, yes, I want to get that jersey ASAP. Yes, Joyce, we need to embrace the Rodgers movement, baby. Let's go. It's Snoopy. YouTube, Boy Green, you think we have a legit shot, Jalen Hart? I 100% do. I know that there's been a few narrative points. First off, Jalen Carter's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, one of the best in the business, says, hey, if you're outside the top 10, we ain't talking to you. We ain't doing no visits, right? And that makes sense for Drew Rosenhaus because he wants to put up the front that he ain't going outside the top 10. So I don't even want to explore the possibility by meeting with teams outside the top 10 because that reality doesn't exist. However, let's be honest, that reality 100% exists. Jalen Carter showed up 9 pounds overweight to his own pro day. Think about what a pro day is. It is the biggest job interview of your life on your own home turf. You invite NFL teams to see you, and you show up fat. You show up 9 pounds overweight. Red flag alert. Wee-oo. What the hell? That's not good. Because if I'm Jalen Carter, and by the way, I can understand why he would show up overweight. Think about it. 2 weeks before at the NFL Combine, right before he's about to speak with the media, this huge legal thing comes for him, and he has to go back to Georgia and answer those protocol for the tragic loss of multiple Georgia teammates. Again, this is a very scary situation in his alleged involvement in it, according to all the legalese. Again, I'm not a lawyer, and I don't pretend to be, but obviously all of those legal issues are a thing. And so if you're Jalen Carter, what he should have done, he did not do this, but what he should have done is knowing his pro day is coming up, he's like, man, I haven't been able to focus on my pro day because I've had this crazy legal situation going on. He should have kicked his pro day down the road. I'll give you an example. Sean Tucker, Syracuse running back. He's nowhere near as highly as touted as Jalen Carter, but he couldn't participate in the Syracuse Pro Day. He couldn't participate in the NFL Combine. So you know what he's doing? Tomorrow, April 24th, he's hosting his own Pro Day at Syracuse. All the other Syracuse prospects already did their Pro Day. He's hosting his own Pro Day because he wanted to make sure he was ready to show NFL teams when he was made of. Jalen Carter could have done that exact same thing and set up his own Jalen Carter Day whenever the hell he wanted to. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, he did not. And then he showed up, like I said, he showed up just not, ready to go, which, like I said, is unbelievable to think about from that perspective. Let's give a shout out to William becoming a member of the Boy Green Super Fan Club. He's going to have this little logo by his name, and it's a way to support the show. Guys, if you're new to the channel, by the way, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, of course, on the video, and hit subscribe. That's a free way to contribute. But if you want to go above and beyond, if you want that participation trophy, you want an extra gold star on your report card, do one of these puppies. Boop, boop, boop. William joining the Boy Green Super Fan Club to help support the show. You guys could also use the YouTube Super Chat feature where you throw a little change in my tin cup, and I'll give you a major shout out. William, welcome to the Army, baby. Booyah. Nice little flex on him. Appreciate you, William. Thanks for joining. Like I said, I try to get to all your comments, but if you guys send in a super chat or membership or anything of that nature, it'll guarantee that your comment gets answered here on the program. All right. So, yes, it's Snoopy. Back to your question. I believe they have a legitimate shot. I believe he could slip. And all of a sudden, you start slipping and sliding. There's some pivot points, right? Seattle would make sense. Detroit would make sense at 6. Vegas would make sense at 7. Let's see. Chicago obviously could have taken him number 1 overall. They would have a chance to look like a real winner to take him at 9 after trading back. 10, Philly, they have multiple first-round picks, so a little bit more of a luxury. Yeah, a lot of teams could take him, but I think there's a legit shot that he could slip. Now, maybe he starts to slip. The Jets just go, hey, we're all in, baby. When you're trying to get Aaron Rodgers, of course you're all in. Maybe they trade up for Carter. I don't know. We'll have to see if the Jets people, their brass, their front office, of course, is cool with that. Cool with all the legalese. I can't speak to that. I cannot. Let's go to Grand Pacey. Draft week, baby. Let's sit back and watch Joe Douglas, a.k.a. Ozzie Newsome Jr., work his magic 100%. He's never traded back in round 1 before, but that's a legitimate possibility. If maybe multiple of the offensive tackles are on the board, he could trade back a couple of slots, pick up a third rounder. Remember, they lost that in the Elijah Moore trade. Could recoup that. Could recoup picks in the future. So there is an opportunity potentially to trade back, but don't rule out trading up, which he's done a number of times in the first round during his run here with the Jets. Very possible. Patty Grimes, Carter goes to Atlanta or Chicago. Could see that. Could see Chicago for sure. Atlanta, I'm interested with the regime there. I'm interested to see if they would do that. Let's see. It's Snoopy. I want 12 Rodgers too. I love him, but never watched him play a game. Only YouTube and NFL Network highlights and reruns. 100%. I got the New York Jets history on DVD. Haven't cracked it open in a while, but I obviously never got to see Namath in his highlights, or in his prime. Obviously, I only got to see him after the fact, so I could see it. And yeah, there you go. We don't swear often on the show, but obviously we had that one viral video earlier this week on the David Bakhtiari providing the "fuck you" option to the New York Jets. There you go. That's how you pronounce it properly. So he did give you the "fuck you." He had a little bit of that going on with the package. So you're welcome, Mr. Duckskin. Kareem, I think we're moving back from 13 again. I could see it. Yeah, there is no decent option better than Rodgers. Not at all. Nowhere even close. Rodgers puts you in a Super Bowl conversation. What other quarterback can do that? Rodgers will 100%. He's getting you to the playoffs. Hell, the combination of those 4 quarterbacks, Zach Wilson, Mike White, Chris Streveler, Joe Flacco, almost got you to the playoffs. Of course, Rodgers gets you to the playoffs. Doy, not crapping on you, Mr. Duckskin. I'm just saying it to the universe. Of course, they're making the playoffs. Now we're talking Super Bowl. We're talking crazy if we get there. Broderick Jones, my left tackle. Again, I'm a little lower on him. A little lower than him, honestly, because of the rawness that I hear from draft analysts. Again, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. When he came out, here's just a nugget on it, okay? When Broderick Jones was a top 5-star, a 5-star prospect, rather, coming out of high school to college, on his tail of the tape, people said, well, he's interesting but raw. They said that about Broderick Jones going to Georgia. Coming out of Georgia, I read another scouting report. They're like, he's great but raw. Like, how long is he going to be raw at Snoopy? That's my gosh darn question. What the hell? What do you go to school to be a doctor? What do you go for 8 years? Is it going to take? How long is this baby going to take to marinate, for Pete's sake? I don't know. But so I'm a little lower on Broderick. I don't like the raw. We're trying to win now, baby. Chrono Kenny, Boy Green, you a hockey fan? Let's go Rangers. No, I am not, Chrono. I'm afraid. Blame my parents. I kind of hone into the sports in which I grew up around. So football is my number one. I'm a big basketball fan. I will try not to reveal that on the show. Who my NBA team is. I am not a Knicks fan. I am a fan of a team and a series of teams from the not New York area. I will just say that. Let's go to James here. If a wide receiver is involved in the Rodgers trade, what would you rather go up, Mims or Corey Davis? I would lean to keeping Corey Davis. Yeah, so let's put it this way. Corey Davis obviously better than Denzel Mims. Both players are entering the last years of their deals. If Corey Davis, well, it also depends on what else is happening. So, James, I hate to give a politically correct answer here, but so are the Jets getting JSN? Are they getting a receiver in the second round? I think that may indicate that one of these two guys are gone anyway. But obviously Corey Davis is better than Mims. I don't think Corey Davis at his cap number can stay unless the Jets just do nothing in the draft. So I think, again, I've mentioned this before, the Jamison Crowder restructure. Remember a couple years ago, he had $10 million non-guaranteed. Jets said, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll cut that in half and give you $5 million, but it'll be fully guaranteed. And Jamison said, all right, I'll do that. So maybe security on their end, they get him a little cheaper. Maybe that's the rub. I'd probably, out of the choices, keep Corey Davis, but Denzel Mims could be traded. Denzel Mims could be traded to the Packers. Corey Davis could be. The Packers have ties to both of them. The Packers love Mims coming out of the draft, and obviously they called on Corey Davis previously. Let's see. Patty, I don't see the June 1st thing. Again, for people who don't understand, this June 1st date that's been floating out there, I just want to clarify this another time. If the Packers wait till after June 1st, technically, they can split Rodgers' cap hit over multiple years. Now, while that sounds like, oh, well, that should help the Packers. Yeah, I guess. Or you just eat it all now. If the Packers think they're not good, which, by the way, a lot of people don't think they're going to be good, wouldn't you want to eat that entire dead cap hit this year and then start fresh the following year? Why would you want to be paying this year and next year? That doesn't seem to make sense. Because also, if you're getting paid half this year, for what? What are you going to use that money on? Whatever it is, $20 million. Nothing. There's nothing available in June. So to me, I think it makes more sense for the Packers just to eat it, quite frankly. So that's why the June 1st date has never really made sense to me. Anytime there's Jets news, you can expect me to drop the gay size. I will now know that moving forward at Snoopy. I'll get an A-Rod jersey when we get to the Super Bowl. That may be a little late, Carlos, but hey, different strokes, different folks. Snoopy, I want Jalen Carter, 100%. If we did the draft day line, Jalen Carter, no matter what, folded on a piece of paper, whoop, tucked in my jacket. Let's go to Brian here on Facebook. If the Packers don't get a fair offer, they have no motivation to trade before June 2nd when they can defer half the money they have to trade it before. Again, we just kind of talked about that, Brian, but no. Now, here's where I will agree with you, Brian. If we get past the draft and the Packers didn't like what the Jets were offering, at that point, sure, I could see them then waiting till June 2nd, because what's going to change in the month of May? Probably nothing. So at that point, yes. But I'm saying from now to then, the draft conversation, the potential trade for it ahead of the draft versus the June 1st thing, that's the thing that I'm saying doesn't seem to make a rub. Again, we get past the draft and all hell breaks loose. The Packers can drag their feet to as long as they want. Rich, I've been thinking about this, honestly, YouTube. Just imagine the press with Aaron wearing a Jets hat. I've been kind of trying to understand it because we go back to the Brett Favre days 15 years ago. The Jets were in the preseason game against Cleveland, and they fly Brett Favre to Cleveland, and they shove him in this random room at the Cleveland Stadium at the time to introduce him. The Jets, of course, play the Browns in preseason week 1, the Hall of Fame game, and play the Browns during the regular season. So there is an ability to have that happen again. But again, for the sanity of everyone, I do hope, that Aaron is a Jet well before that. But again, that's when I think it becomes real. When I see Aaron Rodgers, Woody Johnson, Joe Douglas, Robert Sala, everyone holding the Rodgers jersey, he's smiling in the Jet. Like, I just can't. Like, we've seen it. There's photo edits out there, on every Get Up or ESPN show, right? That we've seen, like, Aaron Rodgers, like, kind of jersey swapped in the Jets, but, like, to actually see it. And then during the season primetime, Sunday Night Football, New York Jets, Dallas Cowboys. Aaron Rodgers leads the Jets against Dak and the Cowboys. Like, that's when I'm going to be, like, pinching myself. Like, Paul, are you really here? Slap, slap, slap. Like, what? It could be. Like, I'm crazy. Yeah. Rich, another interesting question. We wrote an article about this a little while back. Actually, Paul Tagliabue did this very thing in the late 90s. It was the New York Jets, New England Patriots. It was about the Bill Parcells trade, and they sent in a mediator, which I think was Tagliabue. Maybe they hired somebody else because it's so long ago. I may have forgotten some of the key details. Either him or the mediator, one of the other. If it was a third-party mediator, met up and they forced the Jets and Patriots at the time, like, all right, let's figure this crap out. Figure it out. Boom. This happened to you. This happened to you. Like, let's meet up and get it anyway. So it could happen. It could. Again, I feel like if we're going to get that far, the schedule's coming out in May. The schedule makers are probably going to have the Jets a lot of primetime games. They probably want to promote the heck out of Aaron Rodgers being on the Jets, and they can't do that if he isn't on the Jets. So, we're getting conspiracy theory here, but there's something to it. King Blaze, Knicks in 5. Again, I'm not a Knicks fan. My radio partner is on my morning show, so I'm rooting for you, Knicks fans. I'm rooting for you, Knicks. Awesome. Take care of business. I love it. Patty, I heard it's a 2-round pick and then conditional pick in 2024. I could see that. Hawk, Jalen Carter's off my board. And by the way, Hawk, you're not the only one in which you have that sort of thought process. A lot of people are going to have Jalen Carter off their board. We talk with Randy Mueller every week and every Thursday. This Thursday draft show will be awesome. On draft day to hear from a former NFL general manager. And he talked about the process of, like, taking guys off the board, what goes into that, whether it's a measurable question, whether it's a character question. He's talked about that. So he will not be the only one. Shen, that's what I believe. Again, if Jalen's there at 13, there's no way they pass. Although it will be a little draft day style, keep going back to the movie, that, like, when Bo Callahan starts to drop and teams are like, whoa, why is Bo dropping? What's going on here? So there's a surprise factor. Like, these teams are super prepared. They do their own mock drafts and they try to prepare for every scenario, but every once in a while, like Laramie Tunsil in the bong, didn't see that coming. Whoop. All of a sudden he's available at a place he shouldn't be, and he keeps slipping down the board because people are kind of freaking out. Wow, look at that, Hawk. I love the conviction. I respect it. I don't care if we're on the clock in the 5th round and he, being Jalen Carter, still there. I'm passing taking a backup punter with upside. That's a little aggressive on the backup punter, but I hear it. There are certain players that people do not want, and there's a lot of Jet fans who do not want Carter. Carter next to Quinnen. Oh my goodness, that's where I drool. Quite frankly, Snoopy. Again, is it risky? Of course it is. Of course it's risky. But again, sometimes you got to risk it to get the biscuit. That's how I feel. Marco, been a Jet fan since 1979. I'm still waiting just to go to a Super Bowl, let alone win one. Yeah, I've kind of battled this, Marco. I'm curious your thoughts and the thoughts of our other Jet fans here watching. Again, everybody, no matter where you're watching, make sure you support the show. Like the video. It makes a huge difference. It takes a second out of your time. Also, hit the subscribe button. We're making an epic chase to 5,000 subscribers. We're at 4.5 plus. So tell a friend. Feel free to show that support. We appreciate it. Live streams. Some other videos and stuff with articles and cool guests and stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. If the Jets are in the Super Bowl, do I want to be there? Like, a part of me says, of course. Why wouldn't you? But it's going to take a lot of money, a lot of moolah. Going to have to, sell my left kidney. And also imagine, I'm an optimistic guy, so glass half full. But just to play devil's advocate for the question, like, what if the Jets lose? You pay like $1 kajillion. You go to see the Jets in the Super Bowl, and then they lose, and forever you're attached to that. Now, of course, on the other side, they win. You remember that forever. You probably have a little confetti in a little glass jar. You have the newspaper. You have photos and pictures and everything with your family. Like, there's a lot going on there. Or do you just watch it from the comfort of your own home? So I've kind of gone back and forth. I've never been to a Super Bowl. Hope to check that off in the future. Let's see. Let's see. Keep going with questions. Yeah, feel free to throw those in, guys. That's awesome. We got William. Rodgers is the best thrower of the football in NFL history. He has a beautiful stroke. There's no question about it. And he can hit, again, who was that? I think it was Leroy Butler, Packers legend, who said, Aaron Rodgers can hit a mosquito blindfolded. It's amazing. King Blaze, Jets are going to be eating some turducken. Could be. I've heard a lot of Jet fans say this. I think I lean towards Peter King. So he says Jets-Cowboys, by the way, who play this year, that Jets-Cowboys will be, quote-unquote, one of the top 5 draws of the entire season. He believes that. So in a Thanksgiving game where the Cowboys draw anyway, why waste, for lack of a better word, Jets-Cowboys on Thanksgiving? People are going to be watching if it's Cowboys against the Siberian Husky Cats. So why waste that great game when you can use it to lead off a week? Makes sense. Although a lot of Jet fans believe it'll be Thanksgiving. Zach Rosenblatt, I think, had that in one of his articles. James, when do you think they address the Quentin Williams contract? Shortly after the Aaron Rodgers thing. So let's say Aaron Rodgers trade happens this week. That's my gut feeling. It happens this week. I think the Quentin thing happens somewhere the mid-May, something like that, ahead of the workouts for the Jets, would start like on May 18th, I think, off the top of my head. So like that. Or before mandatory minicamp. Somewhere that May, June-ish range is when I foresee it happening. No, not a Miami Heat fan. I am not. I guess you guys can keep guessing and eventually I'll reveal it, but no, I am not a Heat guy. Although that would be kind of a cool next round. I'd love the Pat Riley Bowl, Miami Heat, New York Knicks in the second round. That'd be cool. I'd be for it. It's stupid. I think the Packers want JSN. That would be the funniest thing in history. The Packers, I think I did my research on this in a recent article. They haven't taken a first-round wide receiver since 2002. So obviously they never took one during the Aaron Rodgers era. So wouldn't it be hilarious? The first day that he's gone, they're like, yeah, we'll take a receiver now. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm like, fuck you. That's what I'm thinking, for sure. Let's see. Marco, I always thought the schedule committee had 2 schedules, one with Rodgers, one without. But think about how stark that is. That's not like 1 or 2 game different. Like with Rodgers, the Jets are in the maximum 5 primetime game window. Without Rodgers, they're in the minimum 1. Like I feel like that's how significant the swing is, to be blunt. So, no, I think if you're the NFL, you have to ride it one way or the other. And I think they'll have more information than anybody. This trade is happening. They're leaning towards a 5, personally. TJ, Boy Green, what is your least favorite NFL team? TJ, I could not answer this any easier. It's the New England Patriots. I almost hate the New England Patriots more than I love the Jets. And consider that for a second. I'm going to hide your comment. Look, Jets, New York Sack Exchange helmet. I've got a replica Super Bowl ring behind this, a Super Bowl 3 ring. You see the Safari Jets hat here. There's a can't wait. You can't see it's behind this mic, but the can't wait autograph football. I mean, I'm just as diehard as it gets. And, of course, I was featured, wink, flex, in the Jets Twitter diehard documentary highlighting the craziest Jet fans on the planet that debuting in March. So, yes, I am a crazy, absolutely bonkers New York Jets fan. And then listen to what I said one more time. I almost hate the New England Patriots more than I love the Jets. I hate the Patriots. I hate the fact that the Patriots have been giving us the business for whatever it is, 24 of the last 26 games, beating our ass. Oh, I can't wait. We get Aaron Rodgers. We go to Foxborough. I hope we kill the Patriots by 40. That will be one of the greatest moments of my life. I can't friggin' wait. I hate the Patriots. Now, I know there are some older Jet fans that say their real rival in their mind are the Dolphins from the 80s. And I hope we get back to that point where that used to matter more. But for me, unquestioned, it's the New England Patriots. I hate the friggin' Patriots. DY. Paul, how'd the operation go? We need a running back. How about we draft the kid from Alabama who's like a Kamara and is a weapon out of the slot and all over the field? I believe you're talking about Jahmyr Gibbs, but I'll answer your first question first. I've not had the knee surgery yet. I don't know if they're trying to do the same Breece Hall thing, take some time before doing the surgery, the new medical advancements. I have not had the surgery yet. I had to push it to after the draft. Obviously, can't be out of commission for the gosh darn draft. But the surgery is projected, and the surgery, for those who don't know, I completely blew out my ACL. First time I've ever done anything like that in my life. The only other surgery I've had in my life is wisdom teeth. So this one goes the complete other direction. Completely blew the ACL, completely ruptured it, totally gone. And so it's going to have a complete reconstruction surgery on my knee. Like I said, that is projected for May. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens as that situation continues to develop. But yeah, so for that matter, to answer the first part of the question, have not had it yet. Although, so I've been wearing this knee brace. The surgery brace that I've heard about is like a monstrosity of an item. So we will see. We'll see how long I'm out or what's going to happen there. But of course, whether I'm in a hospital bed, we'll bring this camera over. We'll keep doing shows, baby. Come on. We got to keep it rolling. And to your question, I don't think this has gotten a lot of love, DY. Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to be a late first, early second, although the latest report, I can't remember who it came from, so shame on me, whether it's Jeremy Fowler or one of the ESPN guys. Some NFL teams have Jahmyr Gibbs as their number one running back, even over Bijan Robinson. That seems a little crazy. But, hey, you know what? We're in draft season. So he would be a late first, early second. And because of that draft range, I just doubt that the Jets are going to go in those waters. Because, of course, you want to have insurance for Breece Hall, but that's like extra crazy insurance. So I do not imagine that happening. He is a super talented player, no doubt about it. Although I was surprised last year. I didn't think they were going to be taking Breece Hall, and they did. So maybe I'm wrong. Sean Putney, get Putney. Where'd that come from? I don't care. Putney, get me Putney. I love it. Yes, that's one of the great scenes. The pancake eating mother. You know, that's another really good line. You know, I'm going to do what's best for the team. There's so many great lines. It's such a quotable movie, baby. I love it. Let's see. Let's try to catch up. This is so exciting. It 100% is. I'm giddy. I am gosh darn giddy. And I hope that energy translates over the camera wherever you guys are watching all over the planet. I hope that energy is palpable. That freaking Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, the most talented quarterback of this generation, talent, straight up. A Super Bowl winner, a 4-time NFL MVP, top 5 in every major passing category. Like, come on, people. Aaron Rodgers, he speaks for himself. To have that on our team, the Jets, whew, unbelievable. So, yeah, I am freaking excited, man. Oh, Mark P. with the college reference. Maybe Rodgers walks out with the Titans, Jets, and 49ers jersey. They will put one on, and he plans to play with in 2023. Looks like it's going to be Niners. I don't agree with that, Mark. Here's the thing, and people miss this. So in the Pat McAfee interview, I'll hide your comment for a second, Mark, as I answer it. During the Pat McAfee interview, which, by the way, was crazy, and we did a live stream of that. That was one of the funnest things I've ever done. And I had to be, like, quiet for the show. I will say this, that during that conversation, Aaron Rodgers said there was a lot of interest and a lot of offers from other teams to him, during this, and he chose to play for the Jets. So this Titans rumor, 49ers rumor, it's nonsense. He looked at the options of the teams that were interested. I want to go to the Jets. I intend to play for the Jets. It's not changing last second. And also, when you really think everything that's going into it, when everything goes into it, a team, if they were to be interested, Titans, 49ers, they'd have to meet with Rodgers. They'd have to work on the contract. There's so many things they would have to get through to even make it to this point, and no other team has even chatted with them. So, like, those are unrealistic things to me, in my mind. Yeah, there you go, Shane. I can't wait to see A-Rod lighting it up. Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Tyler Conklin, all those guys. That would be great. 100%. Kareem, would I take Christian Gonzalez if he was there at 13? I would not. The Jets are covered at corner. They got Sauce, of course. They got DJ Reed. They got Michael Carter, the second in the slot. No, I would not. He's a talented player, really freaky. They might go to New England, might see him twice a year, but no. Rich, how much is a kidney worth these days? Sir Robin, I got $4,200 for both my kidneys. Nice. All right, everybody's making deals. I love it. Boy Green loves Golden State. Absolutely not. I hate Golden State. So as the NBA game of lottery, I guess you'll eventually get it with the teams in the NBA playoffs, but no, not a Golden State guy. Not Orlando Magic. They are in the playoffs right now. LeBron fan. I'm not a Lakers guy, so that's another team that's eliminated. But LeBron fan, I think he's kind of annoying, and he always does LeBron James is the best player of all time. He talks in third person, kind of weird. I guess sometimes I do that with the Boy Green thing, but yeah. I respect LeBron for what he is, but nah. I'm not a big LeBron guy. William, I hate Belichick. He's a prick. Okay. All right. There you go. Yeah, I hate the Patriots. Hate the Patriots. It's Snoopy. There it is. I agree, Boy Green. I literally hate everything about the Patriots. Cheating, overrated bastards. Yeah, everything about them rubs me the wrong way. And the worst part is my fiance, right? I bring her from Massachusetts, and she and all her family are Patriot fans. And I visit her and see her all the gosh darn time. And we live together now, but back in the day, all that Patriot stuff used to visit, and her father, headache, pa, headache. Oh, the whole thing. The Patriots people are just disgusting. They're nasty, gross. They disgust me greatly. I just don't like anything about New England. Oh, there it is. Oh, there's Tatiana Davis, but he's engaged to a girl from Boston. So take that as another win for the New York people that I grabbed her from Boston. So. New York 1, Boston 0. As my fiance from the other room starts getting involved in my YouTube live streams, that, yeah, I'm engaged to a girl from Boston. That's true. I've got some New England ties. My father was born in Gatineau, Mass., of course. So I got the New England ties there. My mother was born in Rhode Island. So I got some New England blood in me. There's no question. But not Patriots. Never have been. Never will be. Screw the Patriots. They're disgusting. Anywho, I digress. Kareem, that's why people wanted Brady. They just can't be trusted. I will say earlier I explored the option, like, hey man, he's talented. I would not want him because he's good. Anything that'll help the team, but the Miami fans. Again, I know there's older Jet fans that hate the Dolphins more. I understand that. Let's go to Amari here. We should take Jackson Smith and Jigba at 13. Okay. Trade up into the first for Brian Branch or Cansey and go trenches the rest of the way. Thoughts? Interesting. And again, the all-in mentality I like a lot. Cansey could drop and Branch could drop too. The safety class did horrible at the combine, so their stock is all over the place. Cansey's smaller, so he could slip from that. So, okay. I like that. Absolutely. You should be the GM, Amari. I love it. Favorite game day snack. You guys got some good questions. So, favorite game day snack. Dry roasted peanuts. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Pretzels in general. That'll do it. But if we're talking like, some grub, some wings, of course, you got to go there. That's always good. Just general food, pepperoni pizza. That's good too. Get a little bit of that action going on. I like chips. I'm a kettle chip guy. I like a good crunch. And of course, the drink. Come on, baby. I don't have one over here, actually. I just have a Gatorade because I'm trying to be healthy and whatnot. But Mountain Dew, baby. If I do go Gatorade, as I'm doing right now, wet the pipe, so to speak. Glacial freeze, baby. Mm-hmm. Glacial freeze. There you go. Excellent. And Mountain Dew, obviously. Do the dew, baby. That's literally running through my blood. The reason why I'm not going to live very long. What's the life expectancy? Let me look that up real quick. What's life expectancy in America? Let's see that real quick. When am I dying? That's what I want to see. Let's do a quick Bing search on that. 77 years of age. That's 2020. So the reason why I'm not lasting anywhere near 77 is because I drink way too much Mountain Dew and I'm going to keel over and die. But life expectancy, 77 for people that don't drink Mountain Dew. They should probably have that in the byline, quite frankly. But me, I will be dead long before that. But that's why I prefer quality over quantity. Sure, the people that live to 100 and they're eating grass, they're eating that crappy salad, like, hey, look at me. And I'm going to be, as I'm getting lowered into the ground, I'll be going, woo-hoo-hoo, I enjoyed that burger, suckers. Yeah, that'll be me. Yeah. Hey, quality over quantity. Although I'd like to stay alive for my daughter as long as I can and my fiance, but that's neither here nor there. But a couple game day snacks: peanuts, pretzels, anything, popcorn. Apparently, anything with the letter P. That is available. That's for sure. Good luck, Paul. Keep up the great work. Thank you guys for the support. You guys have been great. I appreciate that. Quit trying to run the 40-yard dash at a 4.7. Yeah, that's probably why my ACL blew. I'm going to be honest. Trying to run the 40-yard dash. I'm too damn old. That's probably what happened. Get healthy so you can go on Survivor. 100%. This has completely ruined my plans. I wanted to go on Survivor. Now I got the blown leg. Like, how long is Survivor going to go? Like, I hope it goes forever. But, like, a round number, Survivor could say, yeah, Survivor 50. Survivor 50 and then over. And I want to do it when Jeff Probst on the show. I don't want to do it if he's replaced by some young hubbub. Survivor won't be the same. So I need to get on while Jeff Probst is on. I'm running out of time. We're in the middle of, season 44 right now? So season 45, 46 is being recorded as we speak, for those who don't know. They record those seasons back to back, so I'm on neither of those seasons. So I am running out of time, baby. You are damn right, R&R. I need to get on that show. Let's go to Ian here. Why haven't the Jets moved money on the cap yet? Even if they get a deal done with Rodgers, they would need to wait to get guys restructured. I'll put it this way, Ian, and a lot of Jet fans have this question. It's just a really good question. What the Jets are doing is they don't want to do anything till they have to. The same, quite frankly, reason that this Jets-Packers trade hasn't been done yet. They don't have to get it done till the draft, because that's when the Packers need to do it, or after that, as we will see. So they don't want to do it early. So in this case, if the Jets have to cut Corey Davis, if the Jets have to restructure C.J. Mosley or God knows what, I think they have all the moves like on speed dial. Like they know what they have to do, get Rodgers, this, and pay their draft class. But I think the Jets are like hovering over the button, and then once the Rodgers thing happens, they're like, okay. And then Joe Douglas is like, go. And then all the different things happen at all the separate cities. That's like set up like one of those movies, right? Those action movies. All right, action. And then 20 things happen all at the same time. That's it. So why haven't they done it yet? They don't have to, in the simplest form. Let's go. We'll be on for a few more minutes here. Let's keep going here. Jahmyr Gibbs and Breece Hall would be an elite version of Thomas Jones and Leon Washington. There's a cut, baby. I missed the TJ Leon Washington days. Trade Michael Carter. I'm going to be honest. Fans are somewhat split on this. I see we have a super chat. I'll get into that in just a second. Oh, that's the same thing. Sorry about that. Yeah, let me get your super chat up. NY Jets fan forever. Booyah. Thank you. And you can see the different color and the shout out. Thanks for the support on the show. That's your question. Would you trade Michael Carter, the running back? Fans are split on this, so let's get right into it. He has an interesting first year. Remember, he's a 4th-round pick. I think it was number 107 overall off the top of my head. Great draft video, fun player, had a lot of pop. Last year, sucked. And also, he's kind of got a weird attitude. Like, he's super thin-skinned, so on social media, he blocks people left and right, whatever. I mean, he's just a weird dude, which is fine, but he sucked last year. Let's be honest. And they try to make excuses why he didn't really suck, but, he didn't play good. Now, can he bounce back? I'm sure he can. But, he proved he can't be the guy. Breece Hall goes down. A lot of Jet fans are like, hey, let's just give the rock to Michael Carter. He'll do fine. No, he didn't. You gave him the rock. He couldn't do crap. That's why he proved he could be a complimentary piece. And I'm not trying to crap on Michael Carter. He could be a complimentary piece. He could be a guy. He can't be the guy. That's just the truth. That's the facts, Jack. So would I trade Michael Carter? I mean, he's got 2 more cheap years left on his deal. Maybe if you draft a guy, maybe the room gets weird, especially when you don't know when Breece Hall's coming back. The Jets people inside the building believe he'll be ready for week 1. They'll probably, kind of PUP his ass through training camp and stuff and not even, even threaten to use him. So maybe there's an outside chance, but I think they keep him. I think the staff likes him, but he's just kind of a weird dude. So it's possible. Can't rule it out. We want Strevler to be the backup. That won't happen. Probably practice squad, but I appreciate you, Strevler people. Zandy, I've seen a report online that Rodgers told his agent it's Jets or nothing. Is this true? Basically, it's true. I mean, that's what he said on the Pat McAfee show. Again, so once he got out of the darkness retreat, Packers are like, we're shopping you. Rodgers goes, all right, let me read the landscape. Here are the teams that are interested. Boop, 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 boop. And Rodgers looked at the team and said, I intend to play for the Jets publicly on the Pat McAfee show. So that's basically true. Yes, that he looked at the team and said, I want to go to the Jets. He didn't say the Jets might be. He came out publicly and said, hey, I'm going to the Jets. That to me was incredibly significant. So yes, that feeds into the report. Bucks fan, no. Milwaukee. That'd be kind of weird, but no. No on the Milwaukee fan. Who's the better Packer? Packer to Jet, Favre or Rodgers? Couple of things here. First off, people really, I don't understand the crapping, okay? I don't understand the crapping on Brett Favre. And what I mean by that let me run that back. I understand some of the crapping on Brett Favre for the non-football stuff that's going on. Totally fair. You guys can talk about that on a different show. Again, this is a football show. Now, I'm talking purely football stuff. Brett Favre is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Gunslinger, threw a lot of picks, of course, but a Super Bowl champion, like one of, again, same thing, top 5 at all the major passing categories. Like Brett Favre, like people crap on Brett Favre, like, oh, he's not even in the top 10 of quarterbacks all time. Like, check your list, pal. In terms of going back to this, who's the better Packer to Jet? Aaron Rodgers is a better pure football thrower than Brett Favre. Brett Favre was the crazy backyard football guy you'd want where he chucks it down the field, does all this crazy crap. Rodgers is way more talented and way better at his moment in time. So, yes, I think Rodgers is more talented and will be the better Jet to Favre. And also think about that. So, Brett Favre in that year, 22 touchdowns, 22 picks. Rodgers ain't throwing 22 picks. Like, look at his numbers over the last couple of years. He's going nowhere near that. Brady would be in Miami this year. I could see that. I could see that for sure. We'll see with the Tua thing. Jets still 8-8 team with no Rodgers. Well, there's 17 games, so that's impossible, Philip. But I appreciate that. Amari, congrats on getting your account back. Thank the Holy Lord above, baby. I love it. And also will help me. It helps with the videos, obviously. I share a lot of my Jets content here as well, but also for sharing Jets news and stuff to you guys instantly. So it's amazing. And happened pre-draft, check. Pre-Rodgers, check. And pre-30th birthday. Booyah. Couldn't get any better. Zandy. Ironic since the trade between the Jets and Packers has been at a glacial freeze pace. Very nice. Very nice. Zandy. Very nice. That's funny. That is hilarious. Chicken salad snacks. You guys are healthy, man. Chips with dip. I like sometimes chips with dip. Not a big chips with dip guy. It's kind of straight up. The Mountain Dew will make your corpse glow in the dark. The more you know. Wow, you fans are great. Could be. Someday you'll be a grandpa, Paul. I don't want to say I'm close because that's not really true. My daughter's about to turn 15-month-old this week, but I'm sure eventually I'll be an old man. An even older man, I guess. The NBA playoff games have been great. Spectacular. I've been a quiet Kings fan, which, by the way, a quick peek while we're live here. They're a fun team to root for. I haven't been to the playoffs in 17 years, so that's kind of a cool story. We'll see if I can pull this up while we're on here live. Let me see. See if this comes up. Let's see. What do we got score-wise? It's coming. Let me see. Oh, great game. So after we hop off, Kings Warriors. Yes, I'm rooting for the Kings, man. I hate the Warriors. Screw the friggin' Warriors. So yes, come on, Kings. Light the beam. That's such a cool thing, man. No one knows about it, obviously, because they haven't been to the playoffs, so people don't know the pub. But light the beam. Boom! Laser beam. Woohoo! Yeah, King Bee. I love it. Yes, that'd be cool. Free Aaron Rodgers. There you go. John O'Sullivan. By the way, John O'Sullivan, I want to give him a shout out here. I give him a shout out on Twitter. One of the big reasons I got my account back. So, John, I appreciate all your support, man. Sending out that graphic, Free Boy Green, that help from the Twitter gods. So thank you. That means the world. Thank you so much. Jets need to announce a throwback uniform. I'd be for that. I know Jet fans are split on this. New York Titans uniform. Big fan. Big fan. I have a few of those in the closet. James, Boy Green, have you been checking out any of the USFL games? XFL, USFL, whatever USFL started. I may not have seen those games yet, but XFL I have. Obviously, my partner, Randy Mueller, pro personnel director of the Seattle Sea Dragons. So, yes, I've been enjoying all this other football, to be honest with you. Really, really enjoying it. It's cool. It's cool seeing these guys getting opportunities. I think a lot of them will get NFL opportunities too. So, give me football. I always thought a developmental football league could succeed, but you just needed the right protocol to work with the NFL, not compete against them. And I think a lot of these leagues are going to be doing good work there. Let me see. Any final comments? Let's see. There you go with that stat. Shenra on here. Rodgers has the best touchdown reception ratio in NFL history. Sign me the hell up. Yes. Absolutely love it. There you go. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining me for this live stream. Phenomenal here on a Sunday. So there is the news again. I'll recap it one more time. Jets and Packers have started talking. Jets Packers have started talking Aaron Rodgers trade again. That's great news. Also, the contract thing, the Jets may absorb the whole contract. That thing is fascinating. And one last question I see coming in here at the buzzer. You coming down for any games this season? Yes. We will see when the schedule releases, see which ones. I know my beautiful fiance and my baby like coming to the early season ones before it gets too cold. Yes, we will. And like I said, I'd love to set up. If you guys are interested, let me know. Either YouTube, Twitter, I'm everywhere. @BoyGreen25 on all content. #branding, baby. Hit me up if you guys would all like to do like a Boy Green kind of watch party thing. That's a weird thing to say, but like if we all want to go to a Jets game, get a bunch of tickets around each other, that'd be cool. And do a tailgate thing or something. I'll hit up like Middle Initial Pod to see if we can connect all the dots or something. So yes, we will. I'm pretty sure I'm going to Jets Cowboys. That's in Dallas, so I don't know how many people are making that trip. My dad's a Cowboys fan, and that may be a Father's Day thing we do together, but I will be going to some Jets home games. So yes, Snowball, we will. And again, if that interests you guys, hit me up on a different portal, and we'll see if we could set that up when the schedule comes out. But also, in closing here, a couple of things. First off, live tomorrow, guys, 2 o'clock. Trevor Sikkema of Pro Football Focus. We're going to do a live PFF mock draft here on the show. Here's what's going to happen. Trevor Sikkema, the draft expert, okay? He's going to be making the picks. I'm going to be hanging behind the scenes. Well, not really behind the scenes. We'll be there together. And I will be Jets counsel. I will be like wrestling style. I will be special counsel to the tribal chief, who is Trevor Sikkema. He's the draft expert. I know the Jets' needs, and we will work together to put together the final Jets 7-round mock draft, again, live, 2 o'clock, right here on this channel, youtube.com/BoyGreen25. Will also be on my Twitter account, @BoyGreen25, and my Facebook page, Heavy on Jets. So, guys, make sure you guys stay tuned for that. That's coming up tomorrow. So we have that at 2 o'clock Monday live. We'll also have a sick podcast, the sickest New York Jets podcast. Will Parkinson will be joining me tomorrow. We have that one. That one won't be live. That'll be released after the fact. Wednesday, myself and Buffalo Jet Fan on my YouTube channel. We'll be doing a final Boy Green Buffalo show before the draft. On Thursday, 2 shows. Randy Mueller, Front Office View, 3 o'clock, 7:45, live stream watch party, myself and Brandon Carney with special guests. It's a freaking loaded week, baby, and I hope you guys can be with us for all of it. Aaron Rodgers trade, NFL draft, you name it, you got it. We're going to give it to you guys all this week. Like the video, hit subscribe down below, and let's buckle up for what should be an exciting week in New York Jets land. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you later.